This Wonderkid defender is one of the best there is in the whole of FM23. He's one that's starting to pick up a little more attention in real life now, and if you watch this video and follow what we do today, you'll be able to turn him from a good Wonderkid into a world-class player. Hi everyone, Jake here, welcome to the FMSCOUT channel and welcome to another episode of the Wonderkid to Superstar series. Today's player is very special. Like I mentioned, he's starting to get some more attention in real life. He's pretty much guaranteed to move to a big club this summer. So this is your chance to get your hands on him and be one of those people that said, yeah, I knew about him before everybody else did. He's phenomenal straight away and could play for most teams. He is more of a premium defender, so I think if you're a championship level side or anything like that, you're going to struggle to attract him to your club. But if you're playing with a club in the top 5 European leagues, there's a very good chance you'll be able to get him. Before we get started though, if you do enjoy, smash the like button for us and comment down below who you'd like to see in the next episode of the series. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button as we get very close to 160,000 subs. And we'll be staying in Spain for this player, and we head over to a club in the first division named Real Valladolid, who play in a lovely purple kit and have plenty of good young players. Is it Gary? No. Is it Chucky? No, it's actually someone else, someone with, in my opinion, far more talent and certainly in the game, far more potential. It's Ivan Freshneda, who you might have heard about. You might know something about him in real life with plenty of links to Arsenal. He's getting a lot more attention and you might even know of him in Football Manager, but stick with us because we will show you how to turn this very promising player into an absolute beast. But let's cover the first things about him. He's a 17-year-old Spanish right back who's 6 foot tall and has decent physical attributes. He's fairly strong, fairly quick, works hard down that right hand side and has plenty of stamina. Now he's also good at the defending side of things with great tackling and marking, a brilliant one-on-one defender, and it's going to be very hard for wingers to get past him straight away even without any development at all. He can cross, he can dribble, and he's got good first touch. He's got nice passing ability. He's certainly a modern day fullback and he has a lot going for him, but particularly his mental attributes are exceptional for a player of such a young age. Only 17 here and he is looking so good already, but he has plenty of potential. In fact, his potential range is 150 to 180. So if you don't know already, when you start up a save, Football Manager will pick one number from that range and set that as his maximum potential. If you get unlucky and you get it on the lower end, you are still going to get a world-class right back, easily worth the money. And if it's on the higher end, you're getting one of the best players in world football. And it's not always easy to find good Wonderkid fullbacks, but I definitely think Freshneda is one of them. Now, he was already good last year, he was good this year, but after the winter update in FM23, he got a huge boost and he's now such a great player to try and sign. He does have a few years left on his deal, so his transfer valuation is quite high at around 15 million, but you are sorted for years to come. But if you can't get him straight away, scout him and there's a good chance as he grows, he will outgrow his club and request a move away. So if you can't get him straight away, scout him and wait until a little bit later. Now though, it's time to bring him over to our Real Madrid team and I'll show you everything that we're going to do to take him from promising Wonderkid to world-class player. Tactically, we're going to be setting up with a very basic 4-3-3 that the game provides with a few roles change, but more importantly, the only role we're really bothered about is Freshneda, who you can see we've got no additional instructions on, but we're going to hope on that wing back on attack duty, he'll run down the right and get plenty of balls in, whilst also being very good in the defensive phase, which we know he already is based on his attributes. He's got Luka Modric and also Karim Benzema as his mentors today to help him get to a high level when it comes to his personality, and I definitely suggest you do that with him as well. He's got great mental attributes already, don't get me wrong, but if you can mentor him from a young age, you can turn him into an absolute mental beast, and you're going to see that today. We use the in-game editor to bring him over for about £15 million, which, like I say, is quite a high fee, but realistically, you're getting a player for a top-tier team here, or at least a top 5 European League team, and he'll set you up at right back for years to come. But how are we developing this man's training? Well, as with every video, we're only going to focus in on his role, but there's something that I want to point out to you guys that I think you should definitely check out if you want to make him maybe a different kind of player to what you're seeing here. Now, I think he's already very good defensively and good in the mental attributes, so if you wanted to, you could just hone in on those, make him a really good one-on-one defender, train up his defensive positioning, his marking, and all of that great stuff. But I think with him being so good in that phase already, I'd want him to be a better crosser, a better passer, and be better going forward. And that's something that you could definitely focus on when it comes to his training, whether it is crossing, whether it is passing. I think they would really benefit his game. But another thing you could do to make him an incredible player that I think would be really beneficial for him would be being a centre-back. And I know that seems like a really weird thing to do because he's already so good at right-back, but with his defensive attributes, his mental mindset, his physicals as well, I think he'd play really well there. Now, a big issue with him would be his jumping reach and his heading. Yes, you could train that up, but maybe in a back three on the right-hand side, he could be a great player. Maybe you could do a Sergio Ramos type thing where he starts off at right-back and his career eventually leads him coming into the centre-back position. Obviously, completely up to you. I still think right-back's his best role, but if you were someone who wanted to try him out at centre-back, I don't think he'd let you down. I think he'd be a great option, actually. So with his development, it really depends on what you would like for your team. Yes, he can grow into a great right back. Maybe you could make him a centre back. Maybe you'll focus in on the defensive side of that fullback duty, or maybe you want him to improve going forward. Obviously, whatever your team needs, Fresneda here is in a great position to provide it all. You can see his coach report is absolutely glowing. And now we're going to forward ahead a few years to see how he might look on the lower end of that potential range. Okay, so here we are after only a couple of years of having Fresneda in our team. Now, currently, he's just underneath that 150 current ability mark. Now, his potential, of course, is 150 to 180. We're looking at him in the worst version of that potential, I suppose, because right now at 19, he's already got to a current ability of about 149. So worst case scenario, this is the kind of player you're going to see, and he's definitely worth that initial investment. As expensive as it might be at 15 million, he's clearly worth it because he's now valued at about 50. In a few minutes, you'll see him in the prime of his career, but you can see straight away those physical attributes are developing really nicely. His jumping reach has gone up a hell of a lot over the last few years. He's even got a little bit taller. He's stronger. He's quicker. He's got great pace as well. And they aren't the only changes to his game. Mentally, he's continued to shine with incredible positioning, anticipation, and then everything else is at a really good level as well. Most things are 13s or 14s, if not higher, which is incredible for a player who's still got a few years left of being under 21. Then it comes to his technical ability, and his crossing is great, his dribbling is great. He's still got everything that he had before. He's a better passer, and he's also great at tackling. But how can he perform on the pitch? Without any development, is he good enough to play for Real Madrid straight away? Obviously, he's surrounded by some great players, and he's in a dominant side, which is going to benefit him. But he's certainly made his mark in the team. In the first season, getting 9 assists in 34 appearances, and then the next season, playing 37 games and getting 10 assists with pretty good average match ratings. But don't worry, it's going to get far better than that. That's just to prove that even in the worst case, he is still a great signing. But now let's see him in the prime of his career to see just how good he can become. And as well, if you haven't seen, he's got 7 appearances for the Spanish national team at only the age of 19, which is great, but it's going to get way better than that. Do remember to let us know in the comments down below who you'd like to see in the next episodes of Wonderkid to Superstar. I'm thinking of branching away, going away from some of the really good players and maybe looking at some that are okay, but are maybe really cheap and could be great signings for any club. So let me know if that's something you'd like to see, or whether you'd like us just to focus in on these incredible top talents like Fresneda here. And speaking of top talents, we're about 10 years in, and he is an insane player and is easily one of the best in the world now, not just in his position, but probably in the whole of defending. You can see he's a 4.5-star player, and his coach report is absolutely glowing. Yes, he's still not the best header of a ball, that's the only con, but he's got so much going for him. And whilst you take a look at those attributes, before we delve into them, I'll just let you know that I do have my own channel linked in the description down below. If you'd like to check it out, I'd massively appreciate it. We're heading towards 20k subs. Any support would be amazing. We've got some Let's Play videos over there, some one-off rebuilds, and also some YouTube shorts where we focus in on Wonderkids you might not have heard of. So I'd really appreciate it if you do come and check it out. But let's take a look at him. 28 years of age, 70 appearances for the Spanish national team already, valued at around £100 million. Physically, he is insane. I mean, everything is exactly what you'd want it to be. He's quick, he's strong, great jumping reach, nice balance and agility. There is no issues in his game there, but it's his mentals where he really shines, and it's the area where you can see so many dark green attributes. Those years of mentoring and being played in the first team have led him to becoming an exceptional leader. He's amazing off the ball, positions himself well, and he can pass like many midfielders would love to. 15 passing, 16 vision, and 14 technique, alongside some great anticipation, composure. His concentration is exceptional, as is his decision making. He is a mental monster, a mental beast, and this year in FM, physical and mental attributes for me seem to be far more important than technicals when it comes to player performance, and he's got those attributes in abundance here. But that doesn't mean that he's not good technically, because he's great at marking, he's got good long throws if that's something you're after, his passing is exceptional as mentioned earlier, he's a great tackler with brilliant first touch, dribbling ability and crossing ability. And if you're wondering whether he can back it up with in-game performances, the answer is certainly yes. Now, we're not expecting, 8 average match ratings, 20 goals a season from a right back, of course not, but in his 10 years here, he's been so consistent, getting around a 7.3, 7.4 average match rating in most seasons, and in 1 year, got 17 assists alone in the league. But I've got a simulation at the end of his career that I'll quickly turn to, and you can see he continues to play well until his career is over here. He's like 35, 36 at this point. There you go, 35 years of age, got nearly 140 appearances for Spain, became a legend of both Real Madrid and also the Spanish national team. He's an insane player with insane potential and talent. Even straight away, he could play for a lot of clubs, and after that winter update, it's made him so powerful in game. I'm not even going to check the Ballon d'Or page because we're pretty much convinced here that he wouldn't have won it, but when it comes to right backs, he is by far and away the best in my opinion. You could argue Tino Livramento of Southampton might be on a similar level, more of an attacking threat, but when it comes to one-on-one defending and the ability to command a team straight away at the age of 17, Fresneda here would be a great pick. I'm giving him a 10 out of 10. If you did enjoy the video, smash the like button for us, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.